From Nasdaq's MarketSite, I'm your host, Kristina Ayanian. And joining me today is founder and CEO of Blackpoint Cyber, Jon Murchison. Jon, thank you for joining us. Welcome to Nasdaq.
Thanks for the invite.
Now, Blackpoint Cyber has really been at the forefront of cybersecurity. Talk to me about your founding story and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah. So I was 12 years as intelligence officer with the National Security Agency, more on kind of our offensive cyber side. And so obviously I would say I started my first life as the bad guy for the right team. And I had an opportunity, we were making some software to support some special missions, and I had an opportunity to build what we would want to use, having been hackers, to catch bad guys. And so that started a multi-year journey of building out this big tech platform, and it turned out it worked.
It's amazing. You've grown the company to over 100 employees. So impressive. Yeah. How do you address the cybersecurity challenges with managed service providers?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is if you think about managed service provider, it's hard enough having enough really quality IT professionals, let alone being on top of security. So our whole strategy is really an ecosystem play. Basically, we're going to take a lot of their security products they're trying to manage individually. We take it all off their plate. We, and then work with them to go to market and sell, so they don't have to worry about the security part, because it kind of has to be a default offering these days.
It sounds like you have a very tailored approach, and there are a lot of cybersecurity companies out there given the environment that we're in. So what differentiates Blackpoint Cyber versus others in the market?
There's probably, we have a lot of products, but there's probably two core things. I would say the first thing is when you try to catch a hacker, people over-rotate and try and catch malware all the time, which is kind of malicious code that's built to hide. But what bad guys are doing now, and what happened at MGM, is they use free trials of IT tools, because you can move ransomware or whatever around and evade kind of traditional security defenses. So our approach was really heavily to focus on live off the land, what we call lateral movement. So when a bad guy moves from one machine to another, it looks just like IT operations. But we figured out how to detect and catch that stuff. And then the second part is, especially when COVID hit, there's been a huge migration to the cloud. The cloud attacks are 5-to-1 to kind of on-prem ransomware attacks these days. So we're the first company in the world to do it and manage detection response for Microsoft 365 and Azure and Google Workspace. So those two things together, when you stitch them, and the efficacy is really high.
Like you mentioned, cybersecurity attacks are increasing. So what can customers do to really protect and manage their data, because you catch it before it even happens?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is really you have to focus on high consequence activity. So that's anytime privileged accounts are being used. It's really, what are they doing? And that's what really matters. And so I think getting visibility on that, and then, it's pretty simple. There's something called the Center for Internet Security. I don't like most of the compliance frameworks, but this one actually tells you what to do. There's a lot of former National Security Agency folks there. And it's a real prescriptive, free way to kind of have a good baseline to how to harden a network. So it's something, the CIS controls I recommend heavily.
The market is also growing tremendously, and revenue within this space is expected to reach $180 billion in 2024. Yeah. How is Blackpoint Cyber positioned to really take most of that market share?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we are pretty much an indirect go-to-market, so we move through channel partners. So obviously, we do a lot of work with managed IT service providers. But there's going to be some big announcements coming out on the distribution front as it starts moving up market. Because we do some very large enterprises, but they kind of come to us. So we're going to continue to kind of push up market and expand through indirect approach down market.
It's safe to say that in today's environment, companies need a trusted partner like Blackpoint Cyber, right?
Yeah. It's at the end of the day, there's two components to that. Obviously, our track record's the best in the world, if you just look at save rates. But the other part is that's a lot of pressure on a company executive team to take all that burden internally. So sometimes it's really good to have that kind of external throat to choke in a way. And so I think it's a healthy partnership, where us and our channel partners can grow revenue together.
Absolutely. I like that. You're really growing alongside your partners.
That's it. I call it the Green Beret go-to-market model. We have to help skill them up on business operations and selling. So we go to market together, and we take security off the table.
Love that. Well, the sky's the limit. Jon, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to continue following.
Thank you.